The crew worldwide, from Cali to Twitter, real hardcore fans, boxing ass niggas, consistency cops, police the views, we'll pull up receipts for any debate you choose. Shout outs to Clan Archie for the dope production. Ring Gang stay with the best discussions. Ring Gang Radio.
So, to switch gears a little bit, this weekend, however, because of the lack of boxing, this weekend, that LB and I were able to focus on doing different things. For him especially, because his schedule is kind of crazier than mine. Mine's is pretty straightforward, but his is just random. So we both were able to catch the newest entry in the DC Extended Universe, Shazam. Shazam, as we all is the latest comic book offering, where you have the premise. And I'll try to be as spoiler free as possible because we can't be spoiling the movie. But I mean, if you're familiar with the origins of Shazam, it falls off, same way, boy turns into, says Shazam, and bam, he's a grown-ass man with superpowers. So LB, you saw this before me, which is a rarity because LB does not see movies before me. It's usually the other way around. So that I was probably busy as fuck. So LB, man, what did you think of Shazam, bruh?
I liked it. I thought it was a dope movie. It was a fun movie. Simple. I like the cast.
Yeah, definitely.
The movie was dope. I liked it, but the thing is, if I was to score it 1 through 10, I know people might be like, "Damn, that's kind of low for you liking the movie like that." Because I already know my score. I'm gonna give it a 7.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like it's above average, and they do everything right. Like the pacing was good. The actors, you feel the story. I like the whole theme about family. That was dope. It's touching. And the special effects are crazy. The action sequences are dope. But the reason why I give it a 7 is because it just lacked that that it needed something to just take it over the top. To put it up there with Man of Steel and Wonder Woman and shit like Winter Soldier or Civil War,
right?
War. It's clearly like one of the best second tier comic book hero movies out there. But it just, and I haven't even seen Aquaman yet. Yeah, I haven't seen Aquaman yet. But I left that movie out of this equation in my review. But it's clearly lacking that extra firepower that would put it on the same level of a Man of Steel and Wonder Woman and all the other comic book movies. And that was my biggest take. That's the biggest flaw from it. That's the only thing that really bothered me about the movie. Other than that, I fucks with the movie.
Yeah, so did I too. I mean, one thing you'll notice about Shazam, it's very oriented for kids. It's marketed towards kids. It's a kiddie. It's actually more of a comic book movie than most comic movies you see out now. It's very lighthearted. It's very fun. It's lighthearted. It's fun. And for the most part.
But it had its little violence too, though.
Yeah, and it had some bad language in there too. Can't forget that.
Yeah, that's one thing. That's one thing I respect about the movie. It gave you a kid vibe, but it never just was beating you over the head with it. It never seemed like it was pandering to kids.
Yeah. Like I mean,
Like-
there was some like the villain. Like for every like kiddie scene or whatever, you know you see some antisocial shit, or you see the villain do something that you be like, damn, this more. And then of course you have some other quote unquote demonic things going on in that movie.
They rolled the balance real good in that shit.
Right.
Like when you watch, like, for example, Guardians of the Galaxy, that has kid vibes all over it. Even though I enjoyed both of the movies, but that whole vibe is just screaming like, okay, take your whole family to see fucking Guardians of the Galaxy at the theater at Regal or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
With Shazam, it's more like you go there taking your kids, but you enjoy it and more than you thought you would.
Hell yeah! Like in the theater that I was in, like there was a father and son and son there, and man, that motherfucker was laughing his ass off. Like him and his son was like laughing. I was like, and again, like it was almost obnoxious laughing. I was like, damn. I was like, you know,
I was laughing too, son.
You know, so yeah, like I mean, like I say, like the characters, like the villain was strong to me, and then of course the person who I think who stole the show a lot was the actor who played the best friend of Shazam. And like I said, I'm trying to say in a way it's not spoiler free. It's not spoiler free. So, but I think he stole the show in that one. All the family.
Annoying to me, but okay.
And then you know, see, it's really hard to say this without spoiling it at times.
What you trying to say though? Like
I said, I mean, the movie itself. In terms of what like I said, it was a great movie, and like it's for kids, and you know, and it's dark. It has its dark moments and everything like that.
It's more for everybody though. Like it's like DC made their Galaxy of the Guardians version of their movie or whatever.
And now you say that reminds me of one criticism I do have, because it does seem now that DC is trying to. It's still having a hard time trying to establish an identity with its movies. Like you either get it's either going to be dark and brooding, or it's going to be lighthearted. Like right now, Aquaman and Shazam are probably some of the more lighthearted movies DC has had. So we don't know. It's like does DC want to continue doing this type of tone? Part of me says no, because I know that I see the movies that are being filmed right now, and one of them's actually going to be rated R, you know, and it seems like Shazam, if it's one person, it seems like it's still searching for an identity. Like they don't know who they want to actually try to pander to. Do they want to pander to just kids? Do they want to make it, overly cartoonish?
But it seemed balanced though. Like I get what you're saying, but I don't feel like they went too far on either side. Like it had a certain darkness to it, but it had a certain lightheartedness as well. Like even the movie starts off on some kind of on a dark vibe. Like you know the vibe. I could describe this movie and you would probably feel me on this shit. You know. Anybody who's a real 80s baby, if you remember the type of kid movies that came out back in the day, like in the 80s, they was like rated G or rated PG.
Mm-hmm.
But the elements and the vibe it had, those same movies, if you put them out in the 90s or the early 2000s, them shits would be like PG-13.
Word.
Like I'm trying to think about kid movies from the 80s, like as a jit, like Labyrinth, Dark Crystal, shit like that, where it's a kid's movie, but you're like, yeah, this just kind of dark. Like there's some sad looking shit right here.
Right.
And they had you, it was emotional too. Like they really, I don't know, it was a well put together movie, but I just felt like if the fight scenes or action sequences would have just been a little better or a little more over the top, because they had flashes of it where I was like, damn, like are they gonna take it there? But then they don't. And that's what made Wonder Woman and Man of Steel so great for me, because when it was time for them to really throw down, they threw down the fighting scenes in Wonder Woman, excellent. Man of Steel, excellent. I know people shit on Justice League. I thought Justice League was like a 7 as well, to be honest. But the fighting and the action is what really saved that shit, because the story didn't really blow you away.
No, it didn't.
And Shazam, I feel like the story didn't blow you away, the action didn't blow you away. Both of them kind of just met each other as equals.
Right.
So you get a different type of 7. But Justice League 7 was more like the story came as a 2 and the action came as like a 5. And you're like, okay. Cause I mean, you gotta admit, like, the action shit toward the end and fighting, that shit was crazy. And same thing with Doomsday and with the Batman versus Superman, that shit was like a 6. The action on that was like a 5, and the story was like a 1.
Yeah, no, the action was just so lacking. It was terrible, you know.
Because they made a 3-hour movie and they said, you know what, we just gonna put all the action at the end and one part in the middle.
Right, yeah, it was just a whole bunch of
pacing horrible.
Yeah, it was horrible editing. Whoever, you know, it was just a nightmare to watch. Like, you just don't know what the fuck you watched. And I know people wanted it to be good too, but it just was not happening with that movie. Shazam
definitely was better than that.
Yeah, like I said, Shazam. I mean, one thing I would think about Shazam too that you make it, like I said, the humor. The humor is very modern. You know, like I said, Shazam is a character. I mean, he's a kid. You know, so obviously they're gonna have a lot of the comic elements of Shazam with the humor in there. And I can see some of the people who didn't like it, and I can see this point where, like, some of the humor may not you either obviously you'll get it, but you think it's a little basic or juvenile. And some people are like, okay, it fits well. I mean, people with different strokes for different folks. I mean, I thought the humor did. I thought it fit. Yeah, because like I said, it wasn't anything that was like, oh, corny. This is some bullshit. You know,
they try to force it like a lot of kid movies try to do it. They try to force a romance angle or force the jokes. The jokes were just situational, and it just went with the story. It kind of flowed, so it never seemed like it was like forced. So, like I said, they did the balance and all this shit perfectly. Like, man, and they got it good on this.
They did. You know, so yeah, 7 out of 10 is definitely the word for this movie. And LB, where do you see it in, like, this is the 7th movie in the DCEU. Where do you obviously, in your case, you only saw 6. You didn't see Aquaman yet. So where would you actually where would you actually put Shazam? Like, what movies do you think is better than but not better than?
Wow. Good question. So far, it's definitely Man of Steel, Wonder Woman, still at the top, still better than that. It might be somewhere in the Suicide Squad fucking range, where it's entertaining, it's good, but nothing blow you away about it. But I might put I think Shazam's better movie-wise than Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
So it's around there. It's better than Batman versus Superman.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I can't say it's better than Justice League. if you gave some of Justice League's action sequences to Shazam, then yeah, we would have a way better movie.
Right.
And just like I feel like if you would have gave some of the storytelling elements from Shazam into Justice League, you would have a whole better movie. So that's why I see those two as like equal, but
Right.
they kind of fall in the middle. If I'm gonna try to see Aquaman sometime I don't know when, but fuck it. It seemed like Aquaman and it seemed like Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Superman, they're like the top tier.
Right.
And then you get Justice League and Shazam, Suicide Squad, and Batman versus Superman at the bottom.
Like for me, I do think Man still, I believe, is still the best movie that's come out of the DCEU so far.
Thank you.
I thought Man Steel, when it came out, like me and my lady went to see it, and it nailed it. Like it was. It was probably the best. It was probably the best Superman movie since probably the Christopher Reeve joints. So it's just like that movie hit everything that it was supposed to be. It had a story. It was deep. The action when it built up was ridiculous. Like when the action started hitting, it went in. And
action's still good to this day to me.
Yeah.
To me, only Infinity Wars and is like, to me, I put above that shit.
Yeah, and so
everything else is just on par with it.
Right. And then of course we got Wonder Woman, which I was a fan of. And I would actually put Shazam underneath Wonder Woman. Because Wonder Woman had, I think the only thing that separated Wonder Woman in that was the action sequences. Like the story for Wonder Woman was good, and the action was also good. So it was just like, let's say, if Shazam had just a little bit more with its sequences, it probably could have challenged Wonder Woman. But after Wonder Woman, I will probably put Shazam because it was with Aquaman. Aquaman was a good movie. Aquaman had some more flaws than Shazam did. Some very noticeable flaws.
You put Shazam above Aquaman? Damn, I really got to see this now.
Yeah, and I like Aquaman. Make no mistake, but I think Aquaman's flaws were more. They'll probably be like, I'd probably keep them the same, but Aquaman's flaws are a little bit more noticeable than Shazam's. And then of course,
you rank it the same? I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but I was going to ask you, did you rank them the same?
I rank them the same, but I think I'd probably need
like a 7.
Yeah, it'll be around a 7.
Okay.
And then then you have Justice League, and then Suicide Squad, which was probably the most disappointing out of the movies. And I really wanted to get Suicide Squad. If there's one that should have been a hard R, like an R that should have been out of this world, it was Suicide Squad. And I don't know what the hell they were thinking with what they.
See, that was their Deadpool movie.
Yeah.
Like, y'all think I'm competing with Marvel and do your own thing, man.
Right. And then Dawn of Justice, which was just, I don't know, the less said about that, the better. And I watched 2 versions of that movie.
Damn, I fucked up and seen the damn director, the 3-hour unedited one. That's the only one I've seen, and my ratings always go on that one. And I don't know how niggas could watch the other one and then watch that shit, because that shit's even longer.
I think because I watched it in the theater, and the first, and then there was like, there was a lot of shit that was cut off on the floor. So when the extended version came out, I was like, okay, let me see this shit, see what they cut out, and then it made, and the cut version, the unrated, made a little bit more sense, but it was still not a good movie. It wasn't shot well. Nothing was done.
It's horrible, bro.
Yeah.
So what's your grade DC overall though? You said 7 movies. What you give them so far? If you had to give DC a grade,
if I had to give DC, if I give DC a grade right now with the movie universe, I would probably give it a B minus, B minus plus. And it's really only because of Aquaman and Shazam. Without it, it would be a lot lower. But Aquaman and Shazam have done a lot. Like I said, I mean, they still got plenty more to turn around. I mean, they got their next.
But they got 4 good movies out of 7, though.
Yeah, but the 3 ones were just. I mean, the ones that it should be, the ones that it should have been, like Suicide Squad, Justice League, they were huge disappointments. And Batman vs Superman, like a Batman vs Superman movie should never be terrible. There's too many fucking stories with Batman vs Superman to have a terrible fucking movie, you know. And I think the fact that that and Suicide, because those were the movies I was really, really anticipating, and they were not as great as they were supposed to be. You know, they deserve their B minus C plus, bro. You know, so it's just like.
Nah, I mean, I would give DC a B, just a solid B. No minus, no plus. Like,
well, let's put it this way: they have a chance, like, because I mean, their future movies right now, like, right now, there's 2 movies that they're filming. One that's in post production, which is Wonder Woman 1984, and then that one is actually finished filming, and then the other one, Birds of Prey, which is going to be the R-rated movie.
What's that about?
Pretty much that's about we're going to see Harley Quinn, Black Canary, Huntress, Renee Montoya, Cassandra Cain, and Ian McGregor as Black Mask. So it's basically this is going to be the R-rated movie, and I gotta see how they treat this, how they treat these 2 movies, Birds of Prey and Wonder Woman 1984. If they're and they both come out in 2020. God damn, 2020. That shit is just around the corner. Damn, time flies. God damn it, man.
Yeah, we just had Shazam, niggas gave Aquaman.
You know what I'm saying? Now we're talking this 2020 shit now. God damn, but
they try to build up their secondary lineup. You know, I'm like, when the new Superman coming out? Like, when the other like Cyborg need a movie? Be honest.
You know, the fun things too is, like, I'm looking at the active one, like after those 2, because those 2 are the ones that actually, one is done, one is filming. They have the Batman, which has been delayed so many times, but that's not coming out until 2020. They're still pre-production, and they have the Suicide Squad sequel, and then they have the Flash, and they have Aquaman 2. So it doesn't. I mean, they have a whole bunch of films in development, but they're not on the schedule. Like, Cyborg was on the schedule for a minute. I'm not sure what happened.
What the fuck? Like, that should have been happened. It's like, I don't know what DC. It's like, because Marvel. I know people say Marvel's better, but they only win because they on some Omar Figueroa shit. They just throwing so many fucking punches. Like, so they're gonna land more because they throwing more. So but I mean.
Yeah, like right now, I mean, the movies that they have in development, like, as in either been delayed or whatever. I mean, yeah, Cyborg is one of them. Justice League Dark is another one. Justice League sequel, Green Lantern Corps, Black Adam. That's actually the one I'm trying to figure out when that's actually going, because that shit, The Rock is casted to play Black Adam in that one. I'm trying to figure out when the hell. And then there's gonna be a Deadshot, Batgirl, Nightwing. There's a whole bunch of films that they have in development, but they're not on their schedule just yet.
Yeah, that's gotta change, man. We can't have 2 fucking Ant-Man movies and no Cyborg movies.
Right. And I was looking forward.
What's up?
Yeah, and I was looking forward to Cyborg. In fact, I'm looking forward more than a Cyborg movie than a damn Flash movie, to be honest. And Flash is like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, the Flash got a series, my nigga. Green Arrow got a series. Like,
yeah,
Cyborg. Like, y'all niggas don't want none of that damn Wakanda money. Like, come on, man.
Exactly. Like, Cyborg shit. I mean, if like in these movies, like we don't know when the hell Cyborg will actually make an appearance. If he doesn't, I mean, outside of it, is he gonna make an appearance in the Batman? You know, like he's. I mean, as far as I know, he's not. Or is he gonna make an appearance in this Flash? But all I know is that cat that's actually played Cyborg is actually a pretty talented guy. Like he was probably one of the better things about Justice League. He should. Yeah. He deserved.
All his parts were wrong.
Yeah, he deserved to have his movie. I don't know why they removed it from the schedule, but hopefully they actually put it back on the future and actually say, hey, you know, we're about to, you know, do this for like 2020 or something like that. 20, you know, well, so yeah, because like I said, I don't want to see the Flash. I could do without a Flash movie, you know, for the time being. But Cyborg needs to be explored. Finally,
yeah, Cyborg didn't need a movie, man. Like. Mm-hmm. Like, honestly, real talk, Cyborg needed a movie before Shazam, bruh.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, too, because, I mean, he was in fact, he was in Batman vs. Superman, he was in Justice League. You would think that they would have actually tried to pigeonhole him, but, yeah, that's what I'm saying, like,
he's just more popular in general, like, niggas ain't really talking about no fucking Shazam, bruh.
Yeah.
And Shazam, cool, like... just for the life of me, I would love to see us, you know, we get a Black American superhero that's actually cool, that could do some shit. You know, the niggas fucked up we never got the Static Shock movie.
Yeah.
Damn, DC can't. And Static Shock would have probably played off better than Shazam.
And that's real talk, man.
If you look at the fuckery angle, just the characters, Shazam was the movie Static Shock should have got, and I know the Static Shock would have been better.
Yeah, definitely.
For what it's worth, Shazam was a dope movie. I fucks with it, but like DC, y'all leaving money on the table, man. Like, come on, man. Like, niggas is really... Like, I'm just waiting for... And I'm just speaking in general, I'm waiting for us to get a cool-ass Black American superhero. He ain't gotta be on no gadgets. He ain't gotta be on no back to Africa shit. He ain't gotta be rich. Just give a nigga with some powers and he don't give a fuck. That's what niggas waiting for. And make it be on some seriously don't give a fuck. Don't make him on no bummy don't give a fuck, on no Hancock, Will Smith shit. Lighthearted. No, man. Like, I swear, like, we never get... Whenever Black people get a raw character, they put some type of handicap to him.
Right.
Cyborg, for as dope as he is, the motherfucker's a robot. For as dope as Spawn was, motherfucker was a demon. A burnt up demon. He couldn't even be a handsome demon or a regular demon. Like, nigga burnt up and shit. Like, god damn. Fucking what else? Okay, Blade is about the last fucking... How could I forget Blade? But that
and even then, they try to fuck up his character with Blade 3, and that's like Blade 1 and Blade 2 are some of the finest comic book movies ever seen, and it was super violent. You know what I'm saying? But Blade 3,
and it was so long ago. Like, and I'm glad we brought that up, because maybe that's what we miss it now. Just a badass, no frills, Black Dynamite Blade type of fucking character, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's been so long since a Blade type of movie, and agreed, bro.
Yeah, and like I said, Black Panther, you know, was a different movie. It was a different type of movie, and it did what it had to do. You know, but of course, I mean, there were some things about Black Panther. Like, I thought the better Black Panther was in Civil War rather than his own movie, but that's not really popular to say.
You know what? I agree with you. I agree. I didn't even know you felt that way, but I agree. Like, I felt like they tamed that nigga for his own movie or some shit.
Yeah, exactly. And I love Black Panther, but I figured, like, everything that I thought Black Panther was done right in Civil War. So,
yes.
But yeah, it was just one of those movies. Yeah, Cyborg definitely needed a movie. You know, and it's just like, you know, and like I said, because Cyborg, there's so many stories with Cyborg that he could act again. The right screen he would shine and it'd be great too.
Definitely.
So yeah, DC, man, you know, these movies, keep it up with, Shazam and Aquaman, you'll eventually find your identity. But just realize the type of characters you have in your imprint, man, your comic. Like you have rights to
sometimes go a whole different direction.
Right. You have comic book characters that you can make a whole bunch of interesting stories from. You know, these ain't no low. I mean, Marvel made stars out of fucking Guardians of the Galaxy and Ant-Man, and these cats were not popular characters. DC, you have iconic characters. Utilize them to the best of your abilities. You know.
Yeah, like change up the game. Like, I don't know why. Like, me personally, I feel like you can take characters from DC, put them in a bag, mix them up, reach your hand, and just pull out 3 random characters, and you can somehow get a dope plot. And I'm gonna randomly go like this: Batman, Killer Croc, and Cyborg. That could be a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Now niggas is like, damn, traditionally, the only thing is make it more like a detective Batman type of fucking movie. Killer Croc is just abducting niggas in the sewers. Niggas don't know who it is. He finding niggas. He gotta meet up with a nigga who got technology, Cyborg, da-da-da-da-da. Mix that something in with some terrorists, whatever. You get what I'm saying? Like, just some new villains, some new ideas, some just, y'all got too much characters and shit, man. Like, come on, man. Like, let's go.
Yeah, that's real talk. Real talk indeed. So, that brings us to the end of our podcast. We talked about a lot of shit today. A lot of things going on in the world and boxing and beyond it. So, LB, do you have any final thoughts?
Oh man, just hopefully boxing gets a little better soon, which it will, because we gonna have some fights lined up. And y'all see end of April and May, so now they just crowd everything. Other than that, ringgangradio.com, y'all check us out. We have new articles, new videos, new everything. Also want to say RIP to Nipsey Hussle.
Yes.
You will be missed, and missed greatly. And I'm just, it just is a sad day when we lost you in this game, man. Because I know you had a lot of things going on, a lot of shit in store. You was a pillar of your community and a dope MC, and it's just sad to see you go in such horrifying circumstances.
Indeed, man.
Mysterious circumstances, because the whole shit just seemed off, bro. So I'm not gonna get into no conspiracy theorists and none of that, but the whole shit just seemed off, man. It just don't seem right at all. Like, I can't just say that's some regular hood shit, bro.
Yeah.
Tried.
Yeah, that's definitely the case. So yeah, I mean, my final thoughts are pretty much, just keep on Ring Gang Radio, and I noticed, like I said before, we noticed that you guys do listen to our podcast. Particularly I take a look at the Podomatic, every frequently, and y'all be listening, y'all be enjoying it, but y'all don't be following. You know what I'm saying? Follow us. Not just Podomatic, Spotify, YouTube, iTunes or whatever. Support our Patreon. We have a Patreon. Support it. Go to the website. We have stuff on there. Comment on that. We have all this stuff. We provide all this John Blaze shit. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you put them comments down. Support us. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Ring Gang Radio. We try to bring you the shit that you want and need. And yeah, and like I said, the fights hopefully, the fights will definitely improve, and hopefully, as when these fights start coming up, then you may see me out there at one of these events, because like I said, I do travel, so I do be out there. So
Good.
yeah, so for myself, Patscorpio, the New England representative, for my man LB, Shutterworth da Gawd, the GOAT artist. We out, man. We'll see you next time. Peace.
Peace.